What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and this is your top 15 fights to make in 2023 in the UFC. And yeah, man, this video, and I got another video coming out. Are gonna probably be the last two videos I make until probably the Kelvin Gastelum versus Nasruddin Amaev full card predictions come out. So yeah, I'm gonna be taking a nice little break from YouTube and just chilling, not making no videos. I might make a breaking UFC news video here and there, but I really haven't. I know Derek Brunson, Rob Font, not Derek Brunson, Rob Font. I know Derek Brunson versus Dricus Duplessis got announced, and Rob Font versus Yanez is in the works or something like that. So those things came out, and I didn't do videos on that. My bad, y'all. I was at work. So if I am free, I will try to make a video about some breaking UFC news. So yeah, if I am free. But yeah, these are the top 15 fights to make in 2023. These fights I need to see. I just need to see them. Yeah, I need to see him. So yeah, let's get to it. At number 15, this is a fight that was supposed to be booked, but because of contract negotiations and Paulo Costa's shenanigans, it's Robert Whittaker versus Paulo Costa. I need to see this fight. I need to see it now. This fight's been booked twice. All right, and it's fallen out because of two separate different reasons. One was Costa got hurt. Another is Costa didn't like his pay. So you see two different situations, right? But the same reason, it's Costa. And it's kind of pissing me off that we're not seeing this fight. But I want to see it, man. I really do. I want to see how these guys' styles clash. It's a good fight. Costa's a title challenger. Robert Whittaker is a former champion. I'd love to see this fight. You know, that UFC 284 card would have been fucking amazing if you would have had this fight on it. So they need to somehow be able to book this fight, because I felt like there were no injuries, right, going into this one. I felt like this one was the it was the perfect time to match them up. And you know, Paulo Costa coming off his fight for Luke Rockhold and Robert Whittaker coming off a fight against Marvin Vettori. I felt like this was the perfect time to match these guys up, and I felt like they were actually going to show up, but just Costa finds some way to be annoying. And that's my only issue with Costa, is that he's so fun to watch, but his only problem is that he has some weird contract negotiations, or he's just some weird injury that prevents him from being more active. He's just not an active fighter, and I just want to see more of him. So, yeah, that's at number 15. At number 14, this is an interesting one. I want to see Manel Kape versus Matheus Nicolau. This fight right here, I think these guys, they fought the first time, right? And it was a really close fight. I remember watching it, and I wasn't mad about the decision. Even though I felt like Kape won, I thought Kape kind of gave it up, you know, and he played some games. And he kind of gave that fight up. And I understand Kape is, you know, he's matched up with Perez, and I think he beats Perez. It's still a tough fight. Perez is no punk. And I might be doing a double booking, you know, like a Chimaev versus Damian Maia and Gerald Mearshart situation. And I could get humbled here, you know. Perez could really go out there and put it on Kape. But I want to see Kape versus Nicolau. These guys are so good. Both these guys' last performances were fucking clean. I am a big fan of Nicolau, just of recent, after that Schnell fight and after what he did to Dvorak. I really like Nicolau, and dude, he's good, and Kape is good. So those guys just seem like the future of the division. These guys could potentially fight for a belt one day. I need to see this fight again. I need to see them run it back. It would be a phenomenal fight. I think if they run it back in a 5-round fight, I think Kape probably takes it. But hopefully Kape gets rid of Perez, and then they book this fight, man. These guys are the future of the division, man, honestly. So I'd love to see it. At number 13, I gotta go Ciryl Gane versus Curtis Blades. This just makes sense, man. Obviously these guys should be fighting. These guys should probably be the interim title challenger fight, you know what I'm saying? Instead of Stipe and John Jones, or maybe you can interchange either of these guys with John Jones. But I need to see this fight. You know, Curtis Blades has the ultimate equalizer, and that's his wrestling. And fucking Ciryl Gane has some of the best striking in the UFC, not just in his division, in the UFC. And I'd love to see the fight. I'd love to see how it plays out. I think Ciryl beats him, but I want to see it. And Curtis does have the answers for him. You know, we saw Ngannou was able to take him down. Can Curtis do the same thing? So it'd be really interesting to see if Ciryl has made improvements in his wrestling. So yeah, I'd love to see that. And yeah, it is what it is. At number 12, I got to go with Conor McGregor versus Jorge Masvidal. Both these guys are coming off losses in big pay-per-view main events. And this is a fight that people wanted to see for a long time. It's crazy, like, how much people want to see this fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it's perfect right now. Both these guys coming off losses. Both of them need wins. They're good strikers. They're not going to wrestle each other. It's going to be a good scrap. Jorge's a bigger guy. Conor's grown into the 170 weight class. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Conor fights a more legit welterweight at 170. Even though Jorge was a former lightweight, to be honest, but he's I would say he's more of a legit welterweight than Nate Diaz. And I know some people might disagree, but hey, we saw how that fight went, so you guys can go F yourselves if you don't if you don't agree. But yeah, I'd like to see this fight, man. I got to see this fight in 2023. These guys need to fight each other. I don't want to see Jorge fight fucking Leon Edwards. I don't want to see Conor fight fucking Islam Makhachev or whatever. No, I don't want to see that. All right, I think they should fight each other. I think it's a good pay-per-view main event. I think it's a good way to sell some tickets. And, you know, if you don't have a title fight, you got this fight. So you can save some money. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, that's my opinion. That's what you should do. So, yeah. At number 11, I'm going with Ilia Topuria versus Movsar Evloev. I want to see this fight so fucking bad. Honestly, this should be a little higher in my list, but I want to see this fight so fucking bad. His performance, both their performances in their last fight were fucking spectacular. I think these guys are top 5 material. I think they will fight for a belt one day. Both of them. I think they're that good. Movsar is so good. I'm not gonna lie. I predicted Dan to beat him. I thought Dan could post some questions in there, give him some problems. I thought Hakeem Dawodu kind of exposed Movsar a little bit in their fight. But man, he looked amazing. His striking is clean. Ever since he's worked with Tiger Muay Thai, it just seems like he's made a real improvement in his striking. His wrestling's good. He's an elite fighter. I really do. I do give him his credit there. But Ilia Topuria, sprawl and boxing motherfucker, is a marauding dude, and I think he's the next champion. I think he got next. I'm a big Ilia Topuria fan. I want to see this guy succeed too. So I'm more of a fan of Ilia, obviously, than of Movsar, and I probably would pick Ilia to beat Movsar. And I was gonna pick that if they were to fight in the beginning of this year, actually, when they were scheduled. But Movsar ended up pulling out because of reasons. But it is what it is. Yeah, I'd love to see this fight. We got to see it. They're that good, man. They're really that good, and I hope one day we see that fight. So, and if it's this year, man, we're blessed. At number 10, I went with Petr Yan versus Merab Dvalishvili. This kind of makes sense. All the other guys are matched up, and Petr Yan is on a 2-fight skid. And I feel like, all right, and he's not. Is he? No, he's actually on a 3-fight skid, huh? Or is he? No, it's a 2-fight skid, not a 3-fight skid. It's a 2-fight skid. Merab is been winning. He's been winning. And the only issue with Merab is he won't fight Aljo, which I respect. Hey, don't fight your homies. I respect that. But yeah, so it makes sense. Everyone else is matched up. Cheeto and Sandhagen are matched up. So I think this is the fight to make. It's an interesting fight. I've always said Merab was the guy that could give Yan problems. And Merab could really end Yan's career. He could really bury that man. You know, and it could happen. But Yan's my guy. And I know Yan will rise to the occasion. And I think the circumstances are a little different right now because they both have something to really lose and gain. And Yan right now has everything to lose. And his back is against the wall. You know, people have always said Yan's always had somewhat of a carried career, and now it's to himself. You know what I'm saying? Now he has to really work, and I think he'll show people that he belongs. I've always known he's belonged. It's just he needed an opportunity to prove it, and I feel like he's had that opportunity. It's just I just think the judging, and I don't want to blame the judging. I just think the circumstances of certain fights just affected it, and I think honestly. This next run that he'll go on, I think he'll prove it. The Sean O'Malley fight was close, so that wasn't a robbery, but I did think he won that fight. And I just think Jan's gonna separate himself. I really have a good feeling this year that he's going to separate himself from the pack. He's going to remind people that what happened last year is what happened last year, and it's never going to happen again. I just truly believe that because his skill set is still good. It's just these are close fights, and he just has to make them less close. Honestly, that's what it comes down to for Jan. So, and you know the Marlon Moraes fight, there's just a lot of openings against Merab, but Merab's a great fighter though. Merab's a great fighter, and don't get it twisted, man. He beat Aldo, he beat Marlon, like he's beating some good guys, and yeah, he's on a good run. So respect to Merab, don't get it twisted. But yeah, what number are we at now? Number 9, I think. Arnold Allen versus Max Holloway. I want to see this fight, man. Arnold Allen's coming off that win over Calvin Kattar. Max Holloway's coming off a title loss to Volkanovski, where he got completely dominated. And I think he might actually lose this fight against Arnold Allen. I'm still kind of like deciding who I'd pick because just the boxing aspect of it. But yeah, I'm probably going to pick Max if they were to fight. But Allen's good. He's solid. Not the biggest fan of him, but he's just not special. Max is special. You know what I'm saying? His volume is special. So if Max can just come back to what he's normally been, I think he can win this fight, honestly. But yeah, you never know. Arnold could be the chosen one. I wouldn't be surprised because the damage that he took in that Volkanovski fight in that third one was a lot, man. He got beat up bad. You know what I'm saying? And against Yair, he took a lot of damage. You know, so it could be the end of Max, and Arnold just seems like the right kind of contender that might push him off the ladder. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's an interesting fight. I'd love to see it. And yeah, at number 7, I think number 7, we got Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. This is a fight that needs to be booked. I don't know what the holdup is. I think they were supposed to be booked for the end of this year's card, but it didn't happen, and that sucks. And yeah, I need to see this fight. I don't know what it is with Justin Gaethje, but he doesn't deserve what he thinks he deserves. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see him fight Dustin Poirier. That's dumb. I already saw that fight, and it was a good fight. I'm not hating. I'm not saying it was a bad fight, but I want to see these guys fight the new generation, right? Him and Dustin Poirier have been called out, right? The new generation say they're better than them. All right, now has the new generation been humbled? Gamra got humbled by Beneil, but Fiziev was able to beat RDA. So you're seeing the new generation trying to come up, right? These new crop, but they've been calling Justin Gaethje out as easy money. He's the easiest guy in the top 5. They've been calling you out. You need to prove why you're a top 5 guy. You need to prove why you fought for a belt. You need to prove that all again, because a lot of people are putting that into question. Are you that good? Are you a fucking fraud? Does he have a Mickey run? You know what I'm saying? So he needs to go out there and fight Fiziev. I think he could actually win that fight. Real talk. Alright? Gaethje hits fucking hard. Alright? And Fiziev's been knocked out before. So it's not impossible. But the problem is him not fighting Fiziev doesn't help his case. Right? And he needs to fight Fiziev. He really does. I need to see the fight. And it's a great fight. I would probably pick Fiziev. I'm not going to lie to you. I would probably pick Fiziev. But it's one of those fights where I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. And yeah, we need to see it. It's an awesome fight. And yeah. So yeah, we're going up. Next one, I think at number 7, Beneil Dariush versus what's his face? Dustin Poirier. I almost forgot his name. That's a fight we need to see. That is a fight we need to see. And I'd love to see that fight, man. Beneil's the man. I know a lot of people are telling me, hey, eBay, this could be the end of the road for your boy if he fights Dustin Poirier, but I think we can win it, man. I really do. And we just need the Gamrot fight. We do deserve a fucking title shot, but I understand why some people might say we don't, because Gamrot's not that high ranked, right? He needs that number 1 contender fight. And maybe is this too much, too many? Maybe. But the matchup is not a bad matchup for us. It's really not. Look at what Chandler was able to do with his wrestling. Beneil has dominated good grapplers, right? Look at what he did to Thiago Moises. Look what he did to Diego Ferreira on the ground. He could win this fucking fight. Dustin Poirier is not unbeatable. He's not God, okay? All right, I know he submitted Chandler, good for him, but still, he can be beat. And I think Beneil's the guy to do it. I want to see that, and fucking yeah, man, that would be an amazing fight between those two guys. And I truly believe that Beneil would submit Dustin Poirier, and he would distinguish himself as the number one contender of the division. You know what I'm saying? So I'd love to see that. That would be fucking amazing. But it does suck that even me as a Beneil fan, I feel like he needs one more fight, because I feel like he's been on such a great run. They should just give him a title shot anyway, but it is what it is. Nothing you can do about it. At number 6, I'm going with Charles Oliveira versus Matsu Gamra. I like this fight a lot more. I think Gamrot will challenge him on the ground. I think Gamrot can win this fight, honestly, and we can bury Charles Oliveira. But but yeah, I want to see this fight. I really do. But Charles is solid, man. Obviously, this probably might happen later, and that's why I think it's a good fight, because both guys, they fought on the same card, and it will take a minute. And yeah, I mean, if Charles wants to give Gamrot the opportunity, I'd love to see the fight. I really would. And man, it's a good fight, man. It's a good fight. Charles would be a problem for Gamrot in the striking, obviously, the power, just the way he barrages people. But Gamrot can, man, that 1-2 down the pipe, man. He has a good 1-2. He's a good leg kick. So he's solid. Gamrot's super athletic. The wrestling, the scrambles would be super fun. I'd love to see the fight. I'd really love to see the fight. So yeah. That's a fight that needs to be booked. At number 5, I went with Aljamain Sterling versus Henry Sudo. This is probably going to be booked, but this is a fight that we need to see in the bantamweight division. I'd love to see it. I want to see some D3 wrestling get exposed by an Olympian. But yeah, I'd love to see it, man. Aljamain Sterling's kind of going on this run of fighting the old era of guys, right? Or not the old era, I would say the prior era, right? The TJ Dillashaw's, the Henry Cejudo's, the Cody Garbrandts, those kind of guys that were holding the belt a little bit in like 2018, 2017, that kind of time period. And he's fighting those guys, and the prior champions basically. He's kind of proven himself, right? He beat TJ, right? Some people say it was one arm. Now he's fighting Cejudo. Some people might say the long layoff and just Cejudo and this and that. But I think Sudo can win this fight. Respect to Aljo. I did pick him to beat TJ, and hey, it is what it is. What happened with that fight? But let's not act like TJ wasn't fucking 36. You know what I'm saying? Let's not act like that. Or 37. I forgot how old he was going into that fight, but he was past his prime. All right, he was tough. He was durable. He's still good. He still could give guys problems. He did have a really competitive fight with Corey Sandhagen. Even if you felt like he lost, it still was competitive. You have to give him credit for that. So he fought. Sorry about that, y'all. Oh man, it's COVID, man. It's gonna be good. But I don't got COVID though. But my point is that I do give him credit for beating TJ. But at the end of the day, it was an older TJ. Even though Cejudo is older, that is true. I just think Cejudo's a different. He's a different breed than TJ. He's not a cheater. One, sorry, I stuttered a little bit. He's an elite fighter, and that's just a fact. He's an elite brain, and he knows how to problem solve better than anyone in MMA. The way he was able to dissect Demetrius Johnson's game to go 25 minutes and win that decision. I know some people are gonna cry that I'm saying this, but he won that fight in my opinion. I don't think it was a robbery, but you guys go ahead, cry. And the way he was able to beat all these guys, he figures them out, and I love his game, and I just think he can beat Aljo. Real talk, Aljo, the way he showed up against Peter Yan, if that Aljo shows up again, he will die against Cejudo. So depends on what Cejudo we get, but I think Cejudo will smoke him. I really do. If we get a good Cejudo, he's gonna smoke him. So yeah. At number 4, I had to go with Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pierre 2 in MMA. That's a fight that needs to get booked, honestly. There's no other fight in the middleweight division that's compelling right now to me besides that fight. That's the most compelling fight to make. I think, obviously, Israel's had the belt before, and he deserves a rematch, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why I kind of like it is if we can get Pierre to beat him twice, then he'll never He's never fighting for that belt. So, unless someone else becomes champion, but if we can just get him out of there really with the quickness, let's get rid of the nonsense before it becomes a problem. You know what I'm saying? So that would be really good. That's what I would like to do. So just my opinion, but that's a fight I would want to see. So yeah. At number 3, I went with Francis Ngannou versus John Jones. This has always been kind of my number 1 or number 2 from the last 2 years, and I've just kind of got sick with it. This is a fight that we wanted to see ever since Ngannou became champion. It became big, and now it's just like they keep they keep swinging the carrot in front of us, but they don't give it. They don't give us the carrot, and we want the carrot, but they don't give it to us, and it's bullshit. I think it's dumb. I think it's retarded. I'm tired of it, but hopefully John fights this year. I don't care if he fucking fights Kurzblade, Surrogan for interim title. He needs to fight somebody. If he just fights Ngannou straight away, we need to see it. Or just cut this motherfucker. I don't want to see him on the goddamn little pound-for-pound thing. I don't want to see him training anymore. I'm tired of it. Just fucking make the fight or not. Like, it's not that serious, but it's a fight we should see. It's a fight we've been asking for 2 years. It's a fight they should make 2 years ago, but hopefully they make it this year and we get to see it. So yeah, at least just something with John Jones in the heavyweight division. Like, please, like, for the love of God, like, let's make heavyweight great again, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. So at number 2, I went with Leon Edwards versus Kumar Usman 3, the trilogy. We need to see that fight. I don't know why, but I was rewatching that fight and it just got me fucking amped. I forgot how awesome that moment was, and to me it was the moment of the year when Leon kicked him, the comeback of the year. Just that it just felt like good finally won, and it felt like the right guy won, and I just want to close that chapter. You know what I'm saying? Close that chapter between Leon and Usman. Obviously, I'm gonna be rocking with Leon. You guys know I've been telling y'all Leon was gonna get it done for the longest, but hey, it is what it is. I love that fight, man. I really, really do love that fight between Leon and Usman. And it's just, it's a great fight, man. It's a phenomenal fight. So, yeah, we got to see it. I think we will, though. I think we will, honestly. But it's an awesome fight. And at number 1, the number 1 fight to make, it has to be made, is Colby fucking Covington versus Khamzat Chimaev. There's no other fight that needs to be made more than this one. This is a phenomenal fight. All right, the wrestling... A matchup in this fight is going to be awesome. America Wrestling versus Chechnyan Wrestling. It's going to be fucking awesome. America versus Russia. It's the pure number 1 contender fight that Chimaev needs. If Chimaev can go out there and destroy a guy that fought Usman tooth and nail, then he has earned his title shot at 170, and he's a legitimate guy. But if Colby Covington can take out the trash and Khamzat Chimaev, and if Leon can get it done against Usman, then we have the master plan of eBay fight predictions. Is to get Colby Covington that belt and book the fight of Colby versus Leon. So no matter what, it's a great fucking fight. And the outcomes, the way this fight can go, can Colby be the first guy to really... I just truly believe this. I think after 2 rounds... Going to a 3rd round in a 5-round fight, Chimaev is not the same guy. I just truly believe it. And I think Colby can expose that. Or can Chimaev expose Colby for being the fraud that everyone thinks he is, right? So it is what it is. I love the fight. And I need to see it, man. I need to see it more than anything. And that's the number 1 fight for me to see out of all the top 15. That's why it's in the thumbnail. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Love y'all and goodbye. I'll be dropping this probably at nighttime, so you guys can go watch it and chill. But yeah, love y'all. Goodbye. Go follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. Your boy eBay Fight Predictions out of here.